Hello Huntsteaders. So I went to Craigslist to find some wood that I can use as the organic material for the bottom of my metal raised garden beds. I found this location up in La Habra, California. Just signed my waiver. Now I'm going to fill up the old Prius, the back of the Prius, with the wood. Wish me luck. All right. So I got the back of the Prius filled up. As you can tell, this is an active wood farm that's chipping some stuff up over there. It's pretty gnarly going up on top of that stack. It's probably why they wanted us to sign a waiver. But I think I got what I needed. That'll give me a good base, occupy the bottom of those garden beds, slowly break down into compost, and feed my garden. All right, so I used all the wood that I was able to scrounge up. Got a pretty good base on both. Now I'm going to fill in the gaps with some soil and compost material that I have laying around on the exterior of the garden from removing that hedge. Water it down really good and let it soak in. Put some cardboard over the top of that. And then I'll put my planting mix. Got this stuff at Costco. I've never tried it before. Organic planting soil. So hopefully that'll do it. That's what's next. All right, so the next step after I put the wood in the bottom, the big wood chunks, I filled in all the holes and stuff with some garden soil. Now I'm going to lay some twigs and old leaves and that kind of stuff on top of that. I got this one about leveled off, and I'll start working on number 2. All right, look at that. I got them both topped off with some chopped up sticks and leaves, and I got a bunch of logs under there. Now I'm going to put a layer of cardboard down, soak it really well, put them on garden soil. All right, so there we go. I've got about 1 foot at the top here, and it's going to settle some once we get the weight of the dirt on there and the organic material underneath starts breaking down. It'll start settling. But I've got a little more than 1 foot to top off with my planting mix. So I'm going to do that next. All right, so there we have it. Got all the soil in. Well, all I have, I might buy another bag because I still got a good 4 inches from the lip. But that's all the soil that I had, so I might get one more. But I have it amended with fertilizer, compost, worm castings. I put a lot of good stuff in there. And I'm just going to let these things sit for 3 or 4 days. Let those nutrients work their way into the soil. I'll start planting maybe on the weekend. Looking forward to that. All right, Huntsteaders. So here we are, Memorial Day 2019. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. So here they are, my Birdie's metal raised garden beds, completely filled and planted. So up front here, we got a little dwarf sunflower for my wife's decorative purposes. I got some kale in there, some bush beans, a poblano pepper, and then a bunch of onions in the front one. And in the back one here in the center, I got a tomato tree. I saw one of those things down in Peru when I was hiking down in Machu Picchu, and they had them for sale down at the nursery in San Juan, so I picked one up. Then I've got a tomato in there, a couple of pepper plants, an okra plant, a patio eggplant, some more kale. Now the difference in these two, this one I covered with grow mulch, which is the typical mulch I use for covering my, or have been using for covering my vegetables. But online, a lot of people use straw back east, and I found this stuff called gorilla hair. It's actually shredded redwood mulch. Gorilla hair. And it looks like, if you look at it, it looks kind of hairy like gorilla hair. So I covered this one with that, and this one with what I normally cover them with. And I'm going to see how it works. So I might use that stuff. I mean, the difference, I like this bark, because when I fertilize, I can just scratch it into the surface and then water it in. This stuff, I don't know. It's pretty fibrous, and so I may have to, you know, dig through there to fertilize. That's the only concern I have about it. But I'm looking forward to see how these containers produce. Then back here along the back row, we planted a couple of more rose bushes, so we're going to have rose bushes all along this side to match the ones going along the back of the garden. And then today I'm working on, I have these cucumber messes, and I bought these cages. So this one I got strung up, but I'm going to need Mrs. Hunstead for this one because it is a mess. But it's putting out cucumbers. I mean, here we are, Memorial Day, and we're already getting, I've already picked 6 or 7 cucumbers off of this thing already. Plus I have these Persian cucumbers. Look at these guys. That thing's about almost a foot long. Another one over here on the end. So cucumbers are coming in good this year. I got some white cucumbers over here. Just a crazy day for the garden. Look at these bell peppers. Look at the size of them dogs. Well, I'm excited. And I know Smokey's excited. Aren't you, Smokes? So there it is. My Birdie's raised metal garden beds installed and filled and planted. Memorial Day 2019. Thanks for your service, everybody.